What it do, guys? It's D'Anthony here, man, aka Hood Scout, back again for another edition of the Hood Scout podcast. And this is really a unique podcast, a podcast like no other. We're going to have athletes, we're going to have coaches, we're going to have intellectuals, we're going to have media members of all sorts. And don't forget, guys, to like this podcast, share this podcast, and help grow this podcast. This is not just my podcast. This is also your podcast. And the only reason it's going to grow is because you guys are going to be invested in it, guys. Sit back, get your beverage of choice ready, get your popcorn ready, get your dinner ready, get your steak ready, get your vegan meal ready. Tune in, guys. Hood Scout. Peace.
Hey, what it do, everybody? What it do? Welcome back to another edition of the Hood Scout podcast. I got another good guest with me. A guy that's getting ready to go off college. 20. So technically a 2020 two prospect, I think 21. Then had a brain
2022.
freeze.
Yeah,
2022
2022.
had a little brain freeze. But without further ado, like I tell my guests, introduce yourself, tell the people who you are and where you're from.
My name is Syncere Massey, the one and only, and I'm from the South Side, from Fort Worth, Texas. From the South Side of Fort Worth, Texas.
Now I know you had an interesting journey because just talk about growing up real quick before I even say what I'm about to say. How was it growing up and what was your interest and things like that?
Growing up, I won't say it was rough, but I can also say it wasn't easy. Of course, I mean, like I always tell people I'm not from Cedar Hill, I'm from Fort Worth all the time, because it say when you look me up, I'm from Cedar Hill, but I'm not. So I grew up in the hood, and everybody already know how that goes. So, grew up around drugs, like all that type of stuff you can imagine that goes down in the hood. So it was rough, but my parents didn't, even though we stayed in the hood, my parents didn't like let what was going around, like let that intervene like with our future. So even though we was living in the hood, we
Hmm.
didn't like really like get into that. Like we knew, but we was like, we really not gonna really know. So I could say it wasn't hard, but I could say we went through like a little rough patch, and my dad said I can talk about it now since my dad used to be a drug dealer, and all the consequences that come with that. So it was hard. House got back and forth. House got kicked in more than a few times by SWAT. Dad got left up a few times. Had to go stay with my grandma for like 3 months, and really been having it since we was little. And my dad was like, we had got a call from my dad partner from his homeboy, was like he got like a little school, because he dude I'm talking about, he was like looking up for schools so we can go to for me and my brother, because we was like big kids, but we was like going to a school in Fort Worth that didn't have no potential. So it's like no matter how good you were, there was no offer that was gonna come your way. So my dad homeboy was like looking for schools to go, and we was gonna probably we was finna move to New Orleans to go to school down there, but something had happened, and then he found us another one, Trinity Christian, the school that Dion had coached at, and we was like, we moved down here. So I don't know. My dad was like, he just gonna stop selling drugs, because the more I felt like the more times he would have kept getting called, he probably wasn't gonna get back out of jail. He was probably gonna stay for a long time. So he was
Hmm.
like, I gotta make a sacrifice right now. So he just stopped and just shows like I gotta make a better future for my kids. So we got that one call, moved to Cedar Hill, and started going to Trinity, and that's how the Cedar Hill journey really started.
Man, that's amazing. That's a really amazing story because I wouldn't have imagined that. You don't really carry yourself. Well, I don't know you like that. I know I know you
Mm.
somewhat, but you don't really carry yourself like you've been through that. I wouldn't have known that if you didn't say that. Like I wouldn't have even guessed that, bro.
Oh yeah.
Um, so what was your dreams and aspirations as a kid? I know growing up in the hood, if you will, how that is. Like, did you dream of saying like I'm gonna make it in sports, or like what was your mindset as far as at that time? What could you possibly dream? Was it like I want to make it in some, like, from that perspective? What was you thinking?
Really, of course, I started playing football first, but basketball was really my dream. But really growing up, and plus the schools in Fort Worth, like they don't have nobody putting in like trying to get people like kids to go like big in sports. So I was like, I'm probably not even finna go to college. Like, and if I do, I know I wasn't gonna be there for that long. And I was like, to be honest, I was like, I know the game, so it's like it's a win-win for me. If I don't go to college, if I do go to college, it's still gonna be good because, like I said, I grew up in the hood, so I really don't. I know how to make money, so it's like I really didn't have no. My parents was pushing us to go to college even because, like I said, my dad and my mom, well, it was like, listen, we stay in the hood, but we don't gotta live like we stay in the hood. So y'all get y'all make sure y'all minds on straight. But of course, as a kid, you listen, but when you're around that 24/7, like you're like, okay, I can go to college, but I don't think I'm gonna be there for that long. So I was just like I said, my mindset was I'm gonna go to college, but I'm not gonna go that long. So I really didn't. Of course, I wanted to make it in football, but I didn't have that mindset of I'm finna like really take it serious. Like I'm not finna go as big like I think I am. So I'm not gonna even put too much thought in it. So I was like, I really didn't care about sports. Like I was playing it to keep me out of trouble and have fun with my homeboys. But in reality, I was like, I'm not gonna make it in football because look where I'm at. So I really didn't have no aspirations and really nothing.
Yeah. What? Let me ask you this. What do you think a kid from the hood like? What is it that they need to be able to dream? Like, cause a lot of time people really don't. If you didn't grow up in it, you might not know how it is.
Uh-huh.
And everybody has is different. But like, what looking back, you're still young yourself. But let's say you're looking at your 13, 14-year-old self. Like, what is it that young kids in the hood need, whether it be from mothers or just in general? Is it, what I'm saying? Because it's like I think sometimes people don't know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like he bad or he this or this, but it's like why is that person like that? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, I get you. Um, I feel like first this comes to play with everything, hood, suburbs. If you play sports, first you got to help yourself first, because somebody can help you, and you're not going to help yourself. It's really like no point of trying to really like further anything. But I feel like if you got your head on right, if you're from the hood, if you got your head on right, and you like you know what you want to do, what sometimes we need is like a good guidance that no matter what will stay behind us. Of course, get onto us because we need somebody to get onto us, but love us, show us the ropes. Because even though if you from the hood, 9 times out of 10, you gonna know how to make money and you gonna feel more independent because you're like, I done been through the worst. So it's like, I really don't need nobody. It really can't get worse. And if it do get worse, I'm prepared. So I feel like we need a guidance. Like, of course, we got our parents. Like where I'm from, most of my homeboys, like they parents are divided. Both my parents are married, so I had that blessing to have my parents married, have both parents in my household. So I feel like most of us need a guidance, need to show how to lead, because we know how to lead, but not in the right way. So when I say lead in the right way, I mean like you can still be from the hood, but the mindset has to leave. Like I'm in the hood, like you can't come to a new school like that's getting kids offers, and you can't have that hood mindset. I don't care. This is me. I done been through it all. I'm by myself. Nah. Once, like for example, when I came over here, I had a hood mindset still because it was like I'm from the hood. It's like can't nobody tell me nothing. I did come over thinking I was bad. Like these suburb kids. Like I'm like come on these little soft kids. Like I don't like
Mm-hmm.
nah. And then I had a wake up call like my first offer. And who I forgot who was it was really my brother who was like helping me like push and my sister, but it was the coaches, I forgot the coach at Cedar Hill that gave me that guidance to like really like start taking stuff serious. So that made me be like, I can't I can't come to see the hill with this hood mindset. I have to change. And sometimes I didn't like when people thought I was from the suburbs, like, oh, you're not from the hood, and I got mad every time. But I was like, you know what? I'm still from the hood, but I'm not gonna keep carrying that mindset. I don't want to look all bad. I want when people look at me, I want them to like, he a leader, he a football player. So it's like we need a little bit of guidance and somebody to stay on us because we can have somebody that stay on us, but then eventually, honestly, they'll leave and like something happen. Like we need somebody to stay behind us 10 toes, like strictly good, bad. Text us, keep up. Don't just half. Like text us 1 month and then 2 months from now, text us again. Like we need it consistent because as long as you stay consistent with that kid, I promise you, he'll give you all you need from him.
Yeah, that's a powerful point, man. Man, that's a very powerful point. I resonate with everything that you said. Do you think the family dynamics sometimes like that really affect you? You know what I'm saying, when you're young, like I mean you said your people was together even though your dad you said was hustling or whatever, but do you think like
Hmm.
the family dynamics really have a big impact?
Yeah, it did. It
Not
did.
not even just
Yeah.
yours, but in general.
Oh yeah, I think family. Yeah, it has a impact. Like I feel like that's the biggest impact. If you have, regardless if you single, like if your mom is just like you, your mom just taking care of you, or your dad just taking care of you, your family has an impact regardless. Both parents, one parent, because if mama need help paying bills, you're gonna do anything to help her to pay the bills. Regardless if you don't have no money, you're gonna figure out where to get some money. In my terms, even if it's a bad way or a good way, you're gonna help mom pay the bills. So I feel like in that little aspect, like that little example, I feel like if that can have any man or any woman like get on 10 and try to help their mom pay the bills, I feel like something way bigger, like what they had something to do with school, school you go to, the way you move. Like I feel like family is a big thing. Even though I don't have a lot of family, I can admit I don't have a lot of family. Well, I do, but I don't really mess with them. But family has a lot to do with anything. I don't care what nobody say. Family has a lot to do with every choice you make. Because every move you make is on them. So
Yeah,
you do something bad, and 9 out of 10, you go by your people know your last name more than anything. Because it's a lot of them. You can have three Masseys, and so it's like if I do something bad, oh, them the Masseys. Oh, yeah, you know them. That's the Masseys. So it's like family has an impact on every little thing you do, good, bad. So I feel like family is the number one for every decision you make, and I feel like people have to look at that every time to make a decision. Because once you, like my dad, when he was hustling, my dad set everything up for us. So once we got bigger or older in the hood, everybody knew us because, of course, my dad. So it's like, dog, them Miguel kids. Like I said, in that example too, set it up. So family is a big important thing. That go for blood, football family, basketball family, all that.
yeah. 13 minutes in, talking to a young man out of Cedar Hill, committed to Texas Tech, but we talking life right now, not even ball. We're gonna transition
Yeah.
back into ball though. So what was that? So I know you played basketball. What age did you play basketball, and then what was that transition into football? And how was it when you first got there to Cedar Hill as far as football is concerned?
Basketball, I first started playing basketball, I think, 7th grade. Like when
Okay.
you first can start playing sports in school, 7th grade. So I started playing 7th grade, and I can say that everything that I was taught in basketball, I taught myself. Like my brother, he in JUCO for football, but he was ranked 54 in Texas, so he was like a hooper. Like he was taking it serious. he had training sessions, workout sessions with Mo Williams like every weekend. So it's like, and those was for free with NBA players. He was getting, so it's like I was like on the outskirt, as the outskirt, you little brother, I'm Miguel little brother. I was never sincere. I was Miguel little brother. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, when am I gonna like who gonna train me? Like I'm trying to get some training in. I'm watching my brother get trained every day. So my dad always told me, your time gonna come. So like eventually I started picking up a basketball and I went to his training. So he was getting trained. So whatever move the trainer was teaching him, I was on the side doing it. So I feel like even though I played football first, I feel like basketball, I learned that quick. So I feel like I was better at basketball than football. And then I started realizing that football was really for me because I was too physical for basketball. Like I can
Mm.
admit that in most of my AAU games, and when I say I played basketball, I didn't just wreck or nothing. Like I was actually like hooping. Like when I play basketball, I take it serious. Like I was actually hooping. Like I wasn't in it to play. I was like how I am locked in with football. That's how I am with basketball. Like when I say I'm a football player, I'm a athlete. I can do it all. I play soccer, all that. So yeah. So I started getting into fights on the court. I got ejected out of most of my games. So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I got to play football because every time I got a foul call, I'm like, I told the ref, like, that's a soft call. But I keep, like, I have to remember, like, this not football. I can't keep doing this on the court. So I started taking football more serious because I came to Cedar Hill. I was still hooping. I stopped hooping my junior year because one, I was losing weight. When as a football player, you're not supposed to lose it. You're supposed to gripping it up, like tighten it up. And I had went viral for a fight. So on the court at the AU game. So I was like, I was stressing, like I feel like this is gonna finish me. Like the video had almost 1 million views and all the coaches was calling my phone, Coach Gates, Coach Land, Coach Rink. And it was like, if your coaches see this, your scholarship is taken. And this when I was committed to ASU, I think. So I was like, yeah, I gotta stop playing. Because eventually some bad gonna happen. I'm not gonna stop being physical on the court. So I just had to stop playing as a whole. So Cedar Hill had came and I was like, I was actually scared to play Cedar Hill ball. I'm not gonna lie, because I was coming from I don't know, 5A school in Cedar Hill. Like when I heard I was going to Cedar Hill, I was watching videos on them, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for Cedar Hill ball. They like a little too physical. Like I don't know. So when I got my first start at Cedar Hill, I remember we played Arlington High. I started. I was nervous, but oh, this easy. And plus, I was bigger than most of everybody. I was like, oh yeah, this easy. So I knew right then and there football was gonna be my dream. Even though my junior year, I was working towards a dual scholarship for basketball and football. That didn't work out. So football
Do,
was my key.
how you think how do you think hooping impacted your football career? Like what did
Oh,
that did hooping affect, and if so how?
oh, it affected in a good way. I'm telling you, like, of course, if you're a hooper, basketball contains a lot of running. Me, if you watch my film, I do a whole lot of running on the field. I'm talking about I don't care if you're a receiver, running back, um, really any position on offense. I don't care what position you are. I'm gonna chase after you regardless. I don't care if you run a 4 flat, a 3-8. I don't care what speed you run. I'm gonna chase you. So I feel like basketball had an impact on that because I'm running up and down the court nonstop. So I feel like that's really like the biggest thing like helped me like keep my feet active because when college coaches look at my film, they're like, the number one reason is you run after the ball every time, regardless of who got the ball, receiver, running back, halfback, you run after it. So that's the good impact, and the bad impact it had was really, really me like losing weight. So I lost a lot of weight. Like in my junior season, I was 290, and then I looked at the scale for my during the senior season. I was 270 and I was hooping
Mm.
and I was like, nah, yeah, I gotta stop hooping. Like this not it. Like I was 290. And mind you, I'm a D tackle. I wasn't playing in strictly D tackle. And in the trenches, everybody know you're at least 300 pounds.
Yeah.
So I'm 270. So I dropped 20 pounds. So I was like, yeah, I gotta stop. So I stopped hooping for months and months, and I put my weight back on. And I got to 288. So for a football player, hooping is a good thing and a bad thing.
Y- Yeah. What something about to say, I almost forgot what I was about to say. What um when you first started, I know you like to say you were beating everybody. Who gave you can you remember anybody giving you trouble when you first started playing? Like an opposing
At
lineman or
Cedar
opposing
Hill,
offensive line? Yeah.
okay, yeah. One I can say that gave me the most problems when I came in. They was the coaches told them, well, told him to give me the welcome to Cedar Hill treatment.
And let
His
me say this.
name
I don't even mean just City Hill either. Like it could be an opposing team as well.
the team. Okay, for my team, when my first ever practice for Cedar Hill, Carlos Peoples, him. He gave like I don't. That's probably one of the not even probably one of the best centers I played. I don't care for another team. For my team, I ain't never played against a center like him in any game. So him, we was battling. He was giving me welcome to Cedar Hill and another player. I forgot he played for Duncanville, but he's at Oklahoma now. Well, he been at
Uh,
Oklahoma, so I forgot his
that might
name.
be. I don't know if that's Bird. I think I do remember who you're talking about though, because he
He
would be like a sophomore or junior this year, right?
he'll be a sophomore. Yeah, he'll be a sophomore.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
He'll be a sophomore.
What was it at that time? What was it? What was it? Just what was it they gave you? That made it a battle.
With Carlos, it was I I knew that I noticed like I needed it to be like more physical. And Carlos, I don't care what nobody say, he practiced how he played. Like how he
Mm.
came off the ball is how he came off the ball in a real game. Like that's practice was just like a game for him. So I was like, he gave me the insight of playing how I practice. So really after that day, I came into practice for like probably a week straight, just wanting like I told like I play I think left D tackle. I said no, let me switch. Like I want Carlos, give me him. Like I wanted to go heads up with him every time. And the one for Duncanville, I can say that's not one, but the best tackle I ever played against. I think he was guard, but
Yeah, who's guard? Yep.
his
Yep. Sure
original
was.
position was tackle. But they said for that game he moved him to guard. And I feel like the only reason why they moved him to guard that game is because I was playing. Because my junior
Okay.
season, I was averaging 5, 6 tackles a game. So I feel
You
like that's
was,
the only
bro.
reason. I was like, wow, this dude is at tackle. I mean, this dude's supposed to play tackle. Why is he at guard? So I'm noticing like that's why. Because they was trying to stop me, which he did. I ain't gonna lie. Like that game gave me a rude awakening. Like this 6A ball not for play. Like
Let me stop right there. How important is them trenches, man? For them for I mean, how important are them trenches? That defensive line, that offensive line. How important is it?
hey, it's super important. I feel like if you don't come in with the mindset, I feel like if you don't wake up on game day with that mindset that you're gonna demolish somebody, you already starting off bad because you can't start thinking as soon as the ball is snapped on first play, like I'm finna kill somebody. Like not literally, like I gotta hurt somebody. Like you gotta come in with that mindset early because the trenches is nothing to play with. Like when I tell y'all, like it's 300 pound players. And then imagine
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting double teamed. So that's 600 pounds on my like I gotta go against. So I feel like the trenches is the most important and dirtiest place you can play on the field. I'm talking about you
Mm-hmm.
can walk out with an injury or you can walk out with a tackle. But
Mm-hmm.
it's either one. But you have to be as physical as you can because that one time, it only takes one time. That one time that you let up or be soft, you on somebody highlight tape.
Yeah, real talk. So let's walk through that junior year, man. You first came on my radar when I seen that Alito game y'all played. I think that's the first game of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Your junior year, I think. You dominated, man. You had about 5 or 6 tackles, a lot of big plays.
No.
Um,
Let me go ahead and stop you. I had like I looked it up. I think I had like 8 or 10 tackles. Yeah, yeah,
okay, okay. Hey,
yeah.
hey, I gotta
That's
get.
no.
Let me give you your whole
Hey,
team. Let me give you your whole
hey,
credit now.
yeah,
My bad.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and you just I was like, man, who is this kid? Cause you were big, you were athletic, and they couldn't block you. Like them, they really couldn't block you, bro. You busted through the line. Walk through that game, and then walk through that junior year, man. I know that had to be a really fun year.
Oh yeah, it was a super fun year. I feel like that year was my learning and seeing how I feel at Cedar Hill. That was like everything was going on that year, and I didn't know I was gonna get these big time offers that I had got that I was receiving. I really walked into my junior year ready to play football, kind of scared because, like I said, I ain't never played 6A ball. I've been hearing about Duncanville since I was I don't know when, so I already knew we playing Duncanville, so that was the game I was really scared of. I'm like, Duncanville don't got nothing but dogs. So I was like, yeah, 6A ball, I gotta start taking it serious. So class or school ain't never been a problem for me. I always made good grades, so that was never the problem. It was like really like locking in football, like because like remember I said I'm not knowing I'm finna get offers. I'm still keeping that same mindset. So it was a easy. I feel like it was an easier. I feel like I was building. I was every game. I feel like every game I got better because, like I said, like my junior year, everybody returned from last season. I was the me and my brother was the only new people on the team. So it was
Mm,
like it. It wasn't hard to get chemistry because, like I said, everybody knew each other. There's only like one person on defensive lineman that was me that they had to get to know. And once the defensive line locked in with me and the linebackers locked in with me, oh, I felt like it was like a rise in something because it was like we was connecting good. And like I said, it's my first. It wasn't even a year playing with them. We practiced for like a whole 2 months with me, and I ain't gonna lie. When I first started practicing, my practice was horrible. I'm jumping outside to the ball. I ain't never heard no on two. And it was like I'm new to everything, so they taught me everything, walked me by slowly. Like I said, it was a learning process for me the whole season. So the season went great. Like I said, they taught me a lot of stuff. Like I still continue. Charles Estes taught me a lot, even though he played D and I played D tackle. He taught me a lot. That was the one I can say that was patient with me because, like I said, I never thought I had to, and I had to learn plays. I never thought I had to learn a play in my life. I
hmm
had to know the directions. So like everything was new to me my junior year. And Charles, I can say he was the only one that took it slow because everything was fast paced for Cedar Hill, super fast. So I didn't know nothing. Every time I lined up, even in the game my junior, and mostly every game in my junior year, I lined up, looked at Charles, and said, "What's the play?" Like I whispered, I said, "Where I go, where I go," and he told me, even though he got mad in game. And it's like, man, he still told me. So yeah, it was like a learning. My junior year was like a learning. And I feel like going into my junior year, I already knew my senior year was gonna be easy. I said my junior year, I'm gonna learn everything. My senior year, I'm gonna have a dominant season.
Yeah, talk about who were some of those notable teams on that junior season for that junior season.
Okay, notable. I can
No,
say
no leaders on the team.
on my team.
Yeah, that junior year. Who were some of those notable leaders on the team that junior
Okay,
year?
Charles, of course, number one. Who else? Somebody I always kept getting into it with was KJ. Kendall.
KJ. Okay, okay,
Kendall.
okay.
Yeah, I kept getting
Yeah,
every practice, every game. Me and him getting into it. Of course, Harvey, the one I committed to with him, Texas
yeah,
Tech. JP, another Texas Tech. He always got
yeah.
on to me about what I did in the game, and
He's a good, very
everybody,
good player.
yeah, everybody knew I was short tempered in games my junior year.
Yep.
Who else? Really, that's it. And yeah, I could say one mentor when we talk about mentors, Coach Rink. That's the one. That's my guy, like my main man for my junior year. Like he was making sure I was on everything. He texted me at night, in the morning, game day in the morning. I'm talking about at random times. I wouldn't think, no offense, old people would be up. He texted me on game day. So I feel
What coach
like
was this?
Coach Rink,
Coach Rink?
yeah, Rink, the D tackle coach, yeah, defensive tackle coach.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Where is he at now?
Shane
He's still
Rink.
there?
He in Houston with his original school he coached at. I forgot what it's called.
Okay, so I might. That's probably why I don't remember him. Okay. Okay. Um. So walk me through, of course, that senior year. How was that senior year for you? I know it was a bit different. Y'all had K-Saw before. Y'all,
Mhm.
y'all did lose some. Y'all lost a little bit. How would you categorize that senior year? And then talk about when you first got your first offer. I want to talk about that a little bit.
Okay. Going to my senior year, I can say I expected it to go good, but I didn't expect for it to end like that. Like we did good, but I didn't expect for us to end it off like that. But going into my senior season, I knew I had to step up because I'm a senior now. It's like nobody I can look back and be like, fam, like what's this, what's that? Like I'm the leader now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's just gonna be on me, Harvey, JP, everybody that started, that played in the state game, that went to state. So if you're a senior, you went to state, played in the state game, was on the state run team, all the pressure's gonna be on you because now everybody expecting us to do the same thing. So it was pressure, but I was like, I look back at last year game when we in playoffs when we play we went into overtime with um
Was that was talking about Heath?
Eve, yes. We went into that. I was like, that's the most pressure I've been under in my whole life. So I felt like I was like, nah. I feel like when I told myself I was gonna have some pressure, my senior year, I was like, nah. Pressure is Rockwall Heath and Cedar Hill overtime game. So I was like, it's gonna be like a little breeze for me. But when the season started,
Mm-hmm.
man, we lost our first game. We played Rockwall like regular Rockwall. We was doing good. We lost, and that was like a eye opener. Like I cried. Harvey cried. JP, I think. I'm not sure. But everybody was crying. And that was like a really wake up call. And I forgot who we played the next game, but I felt like we was getting better. But we wasn't this was a new team really. Like
Yeah.
most
Yeah. I agree.
it was a new team. So I felt like it had more so to do of we didn't know each other and we I don't feel like to get to know anybody. So I feel like that's what we was on. Like even if you're a senior, junior, sophomore, if you was on varsity, we everybody was like, listen, if I know you, I know you. If I don't, I don't. So we was playing, but I feel like we was playing without chemistry. So that's when it made it hard for us. Like a lot of games, I can say that's what it made it hard for us because we couldn't talk to each other like, hey, bro, you good? Keep your head up. Everybody mess up. On to the next play. No, bro, you shouldn't have missed that tackle. Now you done gave this man 5 yards. Like we was down on each other every play. But I feel like in the middle of the season, getting close to deciding if we was gonna make playoffs because we lost, I think, 4 games with
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 games. So that's like, man, we can't keep losing these games. Like we have to start like getting to know each other. So then that's when we started doing like separate team like eatings and like meetings. Like the defensive tackles and the DNs will go eat out with each other with the coaches, the cornerbacks, and they would go eat out with each other, and we would all
Mm-hmm.
try to get to know each other, and then we'll have like a few events with each other with all the positions, offense and defense, and we'll have fun. Like we did like a little fun event in the summer, like we did summer workouts. We did like tug of war and all that. I was on the winning team. I don't want to brag, but yeah, we was like on chemistry. That was the main problem for my senior season. We had a bunch of new people and we didn't want to get to know each other. And I feel like the biggest thing is get comfortable with your players. I don't care if you're on offense or defense. You got to get
Yeah,
comfortable with each other.
I think that's a powerful point because I think that speaks to y'all seeing what was wrong, then y'all started trying to build that chemistry. And then your junior year, man, like I know you say y'all you butted heads, y'all butted heads here and there, but y'all had a lot of chemistry, especially on
Yeah.
that defense. I mean, just
Hmm.
it seemed like y'all always knew what to do. I wanna go back a little bit, and it came to my mind as you was talking. Y'all had a great season. Y'all got to the to the state championship game. Played Katy. Didn't go like you wanted to, but what was it like playing Katy? Because that's a historic program, and I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Playing Katie, first and foremost, that's a great team. Beautiful team. They got the oldest playbook in high school. But I can say I tried to play like I played, but I didn't. The game before when we played Geyer, I got hurt the first play of the game for defense.
Ah, you did. You did
Yeah,
get hurt. I remember that. Yep.
I got a high like I got up and as I was getting up, somebody fell on my ankle and it bent. So I was like, man, like I tried to play through it. Like even I didn't get out the next play. Like the next play, got down and played through it. Little Kobe stuff. But yeah, then I had got off and I'm thinking like it's a high ankle sprain. But I didn't know it was a high ankle sprain because I never had got a high ankle sprain before ever in my life. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, this is like one of these little basketball sprains. Like I'm just finna ice it up, stretch it out, and I'm back. Nope. She say high ankle sprain. It's like I'm I wasn't supposed to come back for Katie game.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be out for like at least a month and some more days.
Mm-hmm.
So coach is blowing on my phone. They're like, "Man, what you gonna do? Like, what we gonna do? Like, let me know." I said, "Coach, man, of course I can't let my team." And so I was like, "Listen, whatever y'all need me to do, I'll do it." So I had three um, rehab sessions a day. So I was going, and this was for like a whole 5 days going into Katy. I'm talking about three training sessions, three rehab sessions a day. Hold on, my AirPod died. But I had three training. I said three training. Yeah, it was really training. And I'm thinking like slowly, I feel like I was getting better. But that's because I wasn't going against anybody. So in my head, I
Ah.
knew that I was getting better, but at the same time, I wasn't. And I knew I wasn't gonna be ready because they it was but it's my choice too to like decide if I wanted to play. But it was a lot of pressure on me because not just the coaches trying to see if I'm still playing, but parents, people, kids texting me, like, Syncere playing, number 90 playing. And it was like, I have to figure out a way to play. And the way I got rushed into playing Katie, I knew I wasn't going to be ready, but I felt like I was feeling good. I was warming up at the AT&T Stadium. I was running, doing sprints. But like I said, I haven't went one-on-one against nobody, so I don't know how that's going to be. So Coach Rink was like, man, you ready, bud? You ready? So I was like, yeah. First play of the game, went against them, fell on it again. But I didn't get out the game. I played three more plays. I was hurting, but I didn't want to get out. Like, and I'm not saying it trying to make it seem like I was tough or something, but I really didn't want to get out the game. Like, it was hurting bad. I was like, no, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to get out the game. I can't. Like, this is state. I can't. Next play, offense got on. Then I went back on, even though I was hurt. I was limping on the field. Like, I was on a Megatron, like, going on the field limping. Next play, I fell on it again. I'm not trying to get out. Coach Rink called me out. And I'm getting mad at Coach Rink when he take me out. Even though I'm hurting bad, I
Mm-hmm.
say, Coach, like, why are you taking me out? Like, I'm good. I'm good, Coach. Like, I promise you I'm good. The coach was like, nah. I was like, Coach, let me wrap my ankle up and I'm cool. So they put like two things of tape around my ankle, like around my shoe. Got back in. They fell on it again. And he took me out. And I yelled at him. I was like, Coach, like, why do you keep taking me out the game? Like, I'm good. Then next thing you know, at the end of the game, I forgot who told me. I can't even remember who told me. That was like Coach Rink. Nah, the trainer said don't put Massey back in. And that's how I figured out why they didn't put me back in. I could say Katy was a good team, but I feel like I don't want to point fingers, but I feel like no, I can't say that. I can't. We didn't
Okay.
come in as like we were supposed to. I could say that.
Okay.
We didn't come in with the mindset that we was gonna win. We came in with the mindset that no, actually we did come in. We came in like we was finna blow them out. I'm gonna say that. We came in like we was finna blow them out and everything. Like Katy, they haven't played no good teams. Like even though they're a good team, we just
Yeah.
look at it like they haven't played no good team, and we watched every game that they played. Every game that they played in, the teams wasn't good. I'm not speaking just because like the teams wasn't good. So I was like, that's why they winning. And then after that, we was like, oh, we finna have these. They ain't never played no good team like Cedar Hill. Like this is us. We got this all the way. First time, first play, we got rocked. So we was like, yeah. And it was too late to change our mindset because, like I said, you got to train your mindset from the first practice coming into the last week. So first month, however you think first day is really how it's gonna go for the rest of the week. So we came in like, oh, these guys ain't playing nothing. We finna blow them out. So in practice, I can be honest, we was not locked in. We was playing, we was dancing to music, like we finna blow these guys out. It's gonna be a cakewalk. Cause everybody knows Cedar Hill and Katy history. So
Mm-hmm.
we always like, wow, we finna blow them out. And we came in and we had got a reality check and next thing you know, we getting blown out on national TV.
Yeah. I remember that time, man, like it was yesterday, because I think you actually got hurt versus Guy. I think I seen you,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you good? You like,
Yeah,
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 I'm
yeah,
gonna be
yeah. We
back.
did that.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
be back.
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I was thinking in the back of my mind, I was like, man, the way he walking, it don't look like it's good.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I say, shit, well, if he say he gonna be back, he'll be back. I thought it did look good, bro. That why, did you have it in the boot?
They was trying to put me in the boot, but I was like,
That
nah.
day, I feel like it was a reason why I thought it looked bad. I don't know if you had it. I don't know what it was, but I was like, maybe it was on crutches or something. But I say, man, I don't know. I say he gonna be back. I say he said it, man. So I remember that. What did Katie have a big offensive line?
Uh, I feel like they were big, but they weren't bigger than us. Well, in
Oh,
a
for
way,
real?
it was because it was me. Well, I was hurt that game, really. So I wasn't at 100%, but I could feel like the biggest guys we had was me, Harvey, and Charles. The rest
Mm-hmm.
was Jay Will, and Jay Will was short, but he
Yep.
had the dog in him. But that can do
Yeah.
you so much because you got somebody that's 6'3", 6'5", and you like 5'7", 5'9", so that can do you so much. But Katie, I won't say they were big, but they were physical. I can say that.
They were physical.
Physical, like no, y'all people take it how they want it, but white boys, like if them boys, they physical. Like we physical, but you go to a Katy program, Westlake program, South Lake program, them white boys over there, I don't know what they doing, but they are
You know,
physical.
yeah, I think they probably go back to training, man. You know, those type of schools, they're able to get that adequate training. And
Yeah.
I'm not talking about junior and senior. I'm talking about from eighth, ninth, 10th, and they just progressing their strength. So when you see them, you're like, man, we ain't used to this because they've been putting that work in that you may have just started putting in a couple years, you know. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah,
actually a
yeah.
good point though. That's why I had to ask, because you noticed that. Oh, so walk me through when you got that first offer, and how did you feel? I remember telling you, I said, man, you're gonna blow up, man. I remember telling you that.
Oh yeah, first offer. My first offer was Utah State.
Oh, for real? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a while ago. So yeah.
The first offer was Utah State when I think my coach had called me and was like, make sure your phone is on. You finna get offered. And that's when Utah State offered me. It was like a surreal moment. I don't know. It's like I was like, man. Like even though it was an offer, I was like, well, when I got the offer, I felt like it was the biggest offer in the world. Cause coming from where I'm from, it's like and it's D1. So I was like, hey, my first offer is a D1 offer. So I was like, man, I felt great. my dad was right here, my mom was right here, and we was all just like, yeah, see, just waited your turn and got what you wanted. So when I had got that offer, I got Liberty
Yeah, I
2 days.
remember that one.
The next 2 days, like 2 days from there, I had got Liberty, and I ain't gonna cap Liberty, even though I had, I was, I know I was gonna get more offers. Liberty is probably was like I was telling my mom, I was like, I don't know, I know I only got 2 offers, but I think I want to commit to Liberty, and this was early, so I was like, they was like, nah, don't do that. So I was like, you know what, I'm not. So I just waited, and my third offer was Western Kentucky, and I was like, okay. Started rolling in. I got that offer like 2 weeks later, and then I had got my fourth offer. My fourth offer was UNLV, and I'm like, oh, it's in Las Vegas. I was like, I want to take that visit immediately. So I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I'm used to this now. And then boot camp started. I'm like 2-3 days in boot camp. Coach Kelly, get me from boot camp, and he say, here. I say, who is this? He say, this USC coach. I say, University of Southern California. I'm talking about that USC. He was like, yeah. I was like, bet. He gave me the phone. Coach was like, hey man, what's up, big man? I talked to the head coach and like 3 other coaches, and I was like, yeah, let's go. And they was like, well, I just want to offer you a full ride. I say, let's go. And then after that, I put it on Twitter. That night, I got a Coach Kelly said, make sure your phone on. I got a call from the UCF coach. And I said, the UCF, like UCF. I'm like, what, Central Florida? What it is? Like, he's like, yeah. They called me. They was like, well, I want to give you a full ride. And it's in the same day. So I'm like, oh, I'm great. Like, this is what I do. Like, I'm great
Yeah.
at this. So I was like, yeah, this was meant for me. Like, right after, like, when I got the USC offer, I knew that I was like, even though the offers gave me more empowerment, like, everybody can be honest. When you get a USC offer, that's just not a regular offer. Like,
Hey, real talk.
it's not a regular offer. So when I got that offer, I got locked in. I could really take off with football. So now I started getting way more serious than what I was.
And then, bro, I forgot you got that SC offer. They had to make you feel like you was official. They had to make you
Man,
cut. Yeah, cause go ahead.
I was in boot camp because everybody know how boot camp is. If you know City Hill, boot camp is tough. I went through boot camp like it was easy. I'm talking about I'm doing up. And usually with up downs, I go slow with up downs. I'm doing up downs fast. I'm yelling, sir, yes, sir. I'm saying everything. Like, the USC offer gave me a boost for like a good 4 days at boot camp.
Yeah, and then as we know, you got a few more, right? You got a few
Yep.
more after that, didn't you?
Yep. Got UCF, like I said. And after I got UCF, I got UConn. After UConn, I had got I think New Mexico State. Then I got Arizona State. And then I got LSU. Then I was gonna get Michigan, but they wanted me to go on the unofficial first, and I don't got the money for it. So I was like, nah, I can't. So that didn't end with. I mean, that didn't go. So, and what the crazy thing is, like, don't get me wrong, like Texas Tech, the best school I ever visited, like the best choice of my life that I ever made. Well, one of the best choices of my life I ever made. When I was on the phone with Coach McGuire about getting an offer, he gave me my offer. Nah, before he had called me, I was on the phone with Oregon. Oregon was finna offer me. They was like, I'm finna talk to the head coach. Let me call you right back. After he said that, got that call from Coach McGuire. And I knew I was going to get a call from Coach McGuire because JP had got offered and Harvey got offered. And they both texted me. It was like, hey, Coach McGuire finna call you. I was like, bet. So after the Oregon coach hung up the phone, I knew Coach McGuire finna call me. I said, hello. Coach McGuire said, he was like, big man. He was like,
because we've been talking way before this about because he was at Baylor. So I was like, man, I finally get to be with my coach. So he was like, I want to offer you. And then after I had got offered, I knew I was gonna go to Tech. I just didn't know how I was gonna do it. Because remember, I was committed to Arizona State.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And the Arizona State fans, like they die hard fans. So I was like, when I do this, I gotta accept everything that come with it. So I was like, and then my parents was like, where is the shirt still right here? Like that when I tell y'all they was like die hard, like Arizona, like I was like,
Oh.
I was like, I don't know how this gonna go. Like, and it's a Texas school. My parents wanted me to get out of Texas. So I was like, I was nervous. Like, I told my mom because I didn't tell my dad at first because my dad was like more so then than I was. So I was like, I told my mom, I was like, I'm gonna decommit. But I don't know how I'm gonna tell dad because I don't know if he gonna be mad at me, even though it's my decision. Like I said, family is important in like decision making. So I was like, I don't know how he gonna feel, but regardless of how he feel, I'm gonna still decommit. I just don't want to commit to Texas Tech. And he like, oh, you should have. And then what had me, I was a little bit mad, but my mom just after I told my mom, she just went in there and told my dad. Well, so she did me finna decommit from ASU, commit to Texas Tech. And I'm looking shocked because I wasn't finna tell my dad right then and there. I was trying to build up some confidence. And then she told me, I was like, well, it's did. And once my dad, he would pause for a little bit. And I was like, damn, here we go. And he was like, man, hey, well, whatever choice you made, he was fine with it. So I was like, ooh, that's a little weight lift off of my shoulders. So I decommitted. Nah, I announced my offer, decommitted, and committed on the same day. So that was beautiful. Everything was just started happening for me, and I was really supposed to, cause I ended the season off for 14 offers, but out that day that Coach McGuire offered me, I was supposed to get 4 more offers, but all them texts me was like, "Dang, you could have waited." And
That's funny, bro. That's funny. Man, I remember telling you, bro, I say, bro, you gonna blow up, bro. And I think
yeah,
I
you
when I
did.
told you that, I don't think you had an offer. You
Yeah,
didn't
I
have an
didn't.
offer
I
yet
didn't
when I
have.
told
Yeah,
you
I
that.
didn't have no offers.
I said, bro, you finna blow up, bro. Only one thing I wrong. I said you gonna be a 4 star. I think I told you that, man. That didn't happen, but it got close, man.
Oh yeah, I got.
Cause I don't even know if you, huh?
I said, yeah, I did get close.
Yeah, yeah. So that's amazing, man. I just seen you. What did the school see in you? Like what did they say they liked about you?
The schools.
Mm-hmm. Just say during that recruiting process, what it was that drew them to you.
Oh, the number one thing I could say that drew them towards me is my ambition to run after every ball. Thrown, ran, I ran after every single one, no breaks. Even if I'm tired, I'm still running. Every time a college coach called me, it's always, man, I love how you run to the ball. Like that's the number one. And the number two is that I'm very vocal on the field and I'm very aggressive. Like super aggressive to the point I'm gonna make you want to fight me. Like not on purpose, but it's a game of football. Like somebody gotta win and it's not gonna be the other person. So it's either I'm gonna talk about everything in the book, make you get out your game, cause I don't mean nothing I say in the game, but in game, I don't care. I don't know you. Even if we cousins, I don't know you. You're an opposite team. I'm finna hurt your feelings any type of way, physically, verbally. I'm finna do something so I can get you on the ground so we can win this ball game. So that's what it was like. You very vocal, physical. You run to every ball. Like, of course, you have a few D linemen that run to the ball, but you're not gonna find a D lineman like 6'5", 290 that's running after every ball. Like I'm fast on my feet. Like I'm 6'5", I'm 290. Who is running like me? So they was like, man, I love your hustle to the ball.
Yeah. What sold you on Texas Tech? I mean, we're about 53 minutes in. We're gonna end in just a second. Got just a few more questions. Syncere Massey, 3 star defensive tackle out of City Hill, committed to Tech, joining me. Um, what sold you on Tech?
Like I told Wayne Harvey, we was cool off like off as soon as I came to Cedar Hill, that's probably like the first person I ever talked to besides the coaches. So when me and him got closer and closer, I was like, fam, I don't care if I'm committed to a school. Because I started getting offers before Harvey. But I told Harvey, I was like, man, I don't care if I'm committed to a school. I decommit. And if we get the same offer, I decommit and commit with you, bro. Like, I don't care what offer it is. So we had the New Mexico State offer, but we knew that wasn't a good offer. Like, no offense to New Mexico State and y'all. But like we knew like that wasn't a good offer. So we was like, nah, we just gonna wait. So little did we know Texas Tech came. So I was like, that's one of the reasons Harvey, because I always told Harvey, like, fam, if we get to play on side of each other, that'd be
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. So I was like, Coach McGraw, I was like, listen, I'm finna decommit right now, bro. Like, yes, committed. And Texas, I wanted to stay in Texas. Well, I wanted to stay in Texas, but like away from my house. So it's like 5 hours. That's enough. And Arizona, it's like it wasn't. The visit was cool. Probably top 3 visit I took. But
How many visits did you take?
how many visits did I take? Let me see. I think 4.
Okay, I would love for you to talk about that, but go ahead and say what you're gonna say though.
Okay.
My bad.
Arizona State, like that's a party school. Like if
Yeah.
nobody know Arizona, that's a party school. Like I never been the type to party. Like I go to a kickback, but I'm not gonna go to a party. Like kickback is like a little small gathering. I'm
Mm-hmm.
one of them. I don't do big crowds. So it's like at that moment, it was cool when I committed. Like at that moment, because I had a fun time. Like they gonna sell you on the visits. I want everybody to know that they gonna sell you on the visits, but you actually gotta take time to like actually know that's your fit because Arizona was not my fit. It was a party school. I don't party because regardless in Arizona, regardless if you don't party, oh you gonna party because everywhere you go, it's gonna be a party. So that was one of the reasons I was like, man. And then Coach McGuire, my God, like Coach McGuire, Cedar Hill, GOAT, Hall of Fame. Like this is like a great coach to be coached by. So him, Harvey, and me having to stay in Texas because I feel like Lubbock. Now there's nothing in Lubbock, so they party a little bit, but I can stay focused. Like I'm on a bigger goal now. Like I can say that, but it's more so if I prove it. But the season ain't started yet. But I'm on a bigger goal because I want to lock in, go to class, go to practice. Because I'm actually trying to go somewhere. Like I said, my goal isn't to go to the NFL. If it happens, it happens. But that's where too many, I could say, black men or black young men got it confused with because they're so focused on going to the NFL that if they don't get invited to the combine or a pro day or get invited to a team practice to see, they don't have nothing to do. Like if they don't get invited, they're like, dang, my whole life I just prepared for the NFL and now I don't have nothing to fall back on. Even though you're not supposed to fall back, you're supposed to go forward. It's you still need something because like I said, 3% only get drafted. Like out of your school, only 3 probably get taken to the NFL. And it's like a 50-man roster, I think. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
me, NFL is cool, but coming from a dad that hustle, I don't like of course the NFL is cool, like make your money, you can do what you love. But I know how to make money in a good way, y'all. A good way. Like I'm trying to go to school for real estate. So I'm focused on getting my degrees and
Mm-hmm.
making money. And if the NFL come, it's just gonna come. But if it don't, I wouldn't be one of the ones to be like, now I don't have a plan. Cause I have a
Yeah.
plan. Like really NFL is really my B plan. Like
Yeah.
getting my degrees is A, going to the NFL is B. So that's really mine. My little
And
outlook.
that's a powerful point too because like I think a lot of athletes don't take advantage of that opportunity. I mean, you there
Yep.
to play football, man. It's like get everything you can out the game.
Yep.
Not just the game, but what the game can offer, meaning the education of it. So yeah, that's important. Man, we're about an hour in, so we're finna get wrap it up. I want you to like what wisdom would you give a youngster, let's say in middle school or going into high school, and then give me your definition of leadership, and we'll wrap it up.
Okay. To everybody in middle school, to everybody, but really, from where I'm from, if y'all grew up in hood, poverty, anything, keep your head on straight. Just because you're around it don't mean you have to live it. Um, be around your future is whoever you hang around. If you hang around drug dealers, people who tote guns, 9 times out of 10, if you see that every day, you're gonna get used to it, and eventually you're gonna start doing the stuff that they do. And some stuff that people do is contagious. So
Mm-hmm.
if you play sports, hang around athletes, hang out people who work out. Because if they work out, you're gonna be like, well, I'm gonna go work out with you. Like, do everything that pertains your future. Don't halfway with it. Start now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Then when it gets to tomorrow, don't wait. Like, start. And it takes the small things. I don't care what. Start off 5 push-ups, 10. Like, you have to start somewhere. It's always a start, and it's hard to get to the top, but it's also easy to fall back to the bottom. So always, once you get on the grind, don't stop. And what was the other one?
Uh, I was going to say, give your definition of
What's up, a
leadership. Like
leader?
what?
My true definition of a leader is really somebody that is number one is positive all the time. I'm all about positivity. Like, regardless, good. I mean, well, of course, positive, good. Regardless of bad, like Nick, like regardless of what's going on, if you have a positive outlook on it,
Mm-hmm.
it's not gonna really affect you. Like, we can use it in a football, basketball. If you down by 10, down by a touchdown, we don't look at it as if it's a bad thing. Look at it like, I guess I gotta play harder. I gotta, really show how I play. Like, be positive. That's what a leader is. Positive all the time, regardless what's going on around them. And somebody that can grab somebody and show them the right way. Not the right way of your definition of the right way, but the real right way. Show them how to make money the right way. Show them how to stay on top of your grades. Most importantly, stay on top of your grades and show them the ins and the outs. Show them what happens if you don't do this. What happens if you do this. You gotta get a good look on everything you do, even if it's bad. Like, go grab like a little kid. Go start off with somebody. Little kid, it can be your age. It could be older. Like, as long as you have your head on right, want to be positive, want to go somewhere in life, not even talking about NFL, NBA. If you just want to make money, real estate, businesses, entrepreneur, anything, fashion, go do that. Like, regardless of who's around you, telling you that's you too big to do that, you too small to do that, you a boy, you a girl. Like, no, do what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, you came in this world by yourself, and nobody can make you believe something unless you train your mind to believe it.
Yeah. Two more quick things I was thinking that you were talking that I remember asking. We're gonna ask. How do you want to? What are some things you think you want to improve as you go to the next level? And then how are those visits like the different ones? What's that experience like for you? Then we'll end on that officially.
Which you want to do the visits first?
Either or. I know because when we were talking about the visit, I was thinking you said I think you went on 4. Just like what is that process like? You know what I'm saying for an outsider.
The visits, it's fun. You're gonna enjoy it. Little photo shoot, the most fun part of the visits. It's fun, but what I realized taking the visits is that everything, like, college is a business.
Yeah.
And if you haven't heard the saying, don't let college use you, you gotta use college. Like, everything that your the scholarship is paid for, don't let the scholarship use you. Don't let your coaches use you. Use everything that they're giving you, because college is a business. In business, what businesses do, they sell people in order to buy that item. So that's what college does. They take you on the visit, show you a good time, and it's up to you to figure out if whatever they show you is genuine or it's just so they can get you to the college. So have fun, but also look at it as if it's your decision too. Don't just look at the glamorous photo shoots, the eats, because when you get down there, it's nothing like the visit. You just got to keep that in mind. When you actually commit to that school and you sign, not even commit, when you sign your letter of intent to that school, it's done with. Like, don't expect for that school to be just like the visit because it's not. And I feel like Texas Tech visit was just like everything it was because I know Coach McGuire, so it's like everything was genuine. So you have to figure out yourself. You have to figure out. You have to do your own research because I did my own research. You gotta do your own research and you gotta trust your first thought. Don't second guess it because then when you second guess it, you're just gonna do anything that you feel like is good for you. So, but the most important one is really have fun on your visits. You gotta have fun because it's free. So make sure you take it in. But when you go on your visit, your first visit, let me say that. When you go on your first visit, 9 out of 10 is probably gonna be the best visit of your life. Don't commit on spot. Do your little research because you got 3, 4 more visits left. So don't commit on spot. Weigh out your options. Don't tell the coach that you think about committing here. Just tell them like you like to visit. Don't commit on spot. It's only one visit.
Yeah. And then, like I said, what you think you got to work on at that next level? Because that's, of course, that's college football, so it's a little bit level up.
I feel like I need to work on where I can improve my. I want to get faster.
Okay.
I want to get faster for sure, and I want to like I want to be. I want to read everything. Like I need to work on that. Like I want to improve on reading the offense like more. And really, that's really gonna come when I get to college. But I'm trying to improve my physicalness. Like I know I'm physical. I'm a dog. Like, but I want to get like meaner. Like I want to wake up and be like, it's time to go hurt somebody. Like I want to improve that. So really, my number one is really speed. Oh yeah, hands too. My hands. I want to work on my hands because the speed in the hands. If you got speed in hands for a defensive lineman, speed in hands, that's all you need. In low, staying low, that's easy. Staying low, hands and speed. And I gotta work on my win. As long as I work on my win, if you can run all day, you really win.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 6 foot, 290. Gonna get bigger on that college weight. You know that weight plan and workout plan. You'll go as far as you want to go, bro, because you've been blessed with the size. So that's an hour and 7 minutes into the Hood Scout podcast. That's a wrap, man. Had Syncere Massey, the Cedar Hill, Texas Tech commit, join me. Great interview. Appreciate you for joining me, man, and much success on your future.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Alrighty, bro. Peace.
Yes, sir.